So the Hungering Deep has finally come to Sea of Thieves. Is it enough to keep the players happy? Is it enough to bring people back to play more? And will it be enough going forward? Let's talk about Sea of Thieves, the Hungering Deep. The Hungering Deep finally came to Sea of Thieves, and patch 1.1 brought a few extra new things. A couple basic sail colors, the drum has been added, and of course the speaking trumpet, so now you can talk to players that are further away. The bilge rats have been introduced, which will going forward be your place to go to know what's currently active. As you probably know, there are now going to be weekly new events coming to Sea of Thieves. Each week's going to be something time and limited, and as those features are introduced week after week, they will remain in the game going forward after that. It looks like these bilge rats are going to be where you go to get started, where you go to learn what to do, where to go, how to get started on this week's event. Outside of that, of course, there is the main campaign for the Hungering Deep, in which you go speak to Merrick on Sharkbait Cove. He lets you know all about this new threat known as the Megalodon. He sends you on a journey to collect 3 journals. Each one of those journals has hints as to the location of the next. If you figure out the puzzle, you figure out how to go find and summon the Megalodon, then you fight it, you kill it, hopefully, and that's it. It's actually fairly short once you get everything together. Ultimately, it was a fun experience. It took me about 3 hours to get through the campaign. Most of it was spent sailing from one place to the next. I admit I did take part in the problem solving as a community. I didn't figure out everything by myself. I took a look at different discussions that were happening as the content came out to figure out some of the puzzles. The first one did confuse me. It mentioned a letter being close to his heart and the numbers being noted, and for some reason I wasn't able to piece together the second part of the first clue being going to another outpost. I just tried to figure out what letter was close to his heart. I found myself staring at Merrick himself for about 2 minutes trying to figure out if he had any tattoos of some sort of letter on him. That's on me, that's not on the game design whatsoever. My opinion of the actual campaign itself, it was pretty good, but it is short. I know this is just the first of many additions that's going to come to the game, but this was advertised as a medium-sized campaign, a medium-sized addition to Sea of Thieves, and it's only a few hours long. There's a few extra things added here and there that'll go forward in the game, that's great. Tattoos and scars can now be customized. I earned myself a nice new scar because I took part in the Hungering Deep event this week. That's all very well and good, but I don't think it's really all that encouraging to consider this as a medium-sized event when it's only a few hours. I'm hoping that each week brings a bit more depth to things, and that's where the real problem is with this Hungering Deep update. So far, it added an event to do, but it didn't really add depth or breadth to the rest of the game. The core gameplay of picking up a chicken or a chest or a skull from an island and bringing it back is still exactly the same, and it'll still be there later on, but there's no new options, there's no new ways to earn gold or reputation, and that's kind of concerning. I'm hoping the weekly events in the future do address this. So far, the first patch has not. The Hungering Deep did bring a new phenomenon to the world, and that's true cooperation. You do see it sometimes in the world here or there as things come across another ship and neither of you immediately kill each other, but it's fairly rare. For the first couple of days in the Hungering Deep, you could actually go to that island, see 2 ships there, and approach without really worrying. Of course, I was paranoid the first time I came to the island and saw 2 galleons and thought, I'm going to die, I'm a single person on a sloop. But they invited me to come along. That cooperation has been enjoyable, but it's also very quickly turning into griefing. People who have already completed the Megalodon questline don't have any real reason to do it again. Once you've earned those rewards, there's nothing else to earn. So they turn to spoiling it for other players. They might go along with them and then sabotage the mission, throw a couple of explosive barrels, or they might just shoot people down as they come to Sharkbait Cove and try to find that first clue. They have to leave their ship after all. It's unfortunate that the cooperation dies so quickly, but that is part of the nature of this game. We are pirates after all, but it would be nice in the future to have some sort of incentive to help other people out after I've already completed the campaign. If I already have all the basic rewards from the first one, give me something small, a new title or other options, or maybe just gold and reputation of some kind. The first quest in the Merrick storyline mentions he was on a quest for the Merchant Alliance when he was first attacked by Meg, and it would be nice to just maybe get a little bit of Merchant Alliance reputation to do the Meg storyline all over again. It's worth noting that the Megalodon will be encountered as an emergent event going forward, just like the Kraken. Hopefully we'll be able to work that into some way to earn reputation or gold or have some other reward that we can actually feel and appreciate, instead of just the satisfaction of defeating the Megalodon. As for the Megalodon fight itself, it was actually really fun. I took part in a 2-ship crew. I was on a sloop with one of my friends, and we had a 4-man galleon that helped us out. And some of them have done it before, so I really appreciate their assistance. But the fight was really good. It was fun, it was intense. There was moments where I was genuinely afraid that this thing was going to devour me. But it was also very accomplishable. It was rewarding to land some good hits, and the fight felt fun. It wasn't boring, it wasn't undertuned like the Kraken is so far. I felt danger, but I also felt accomplishment when I defeated the Megalodon. So, well done to Rare on the actual fight with Meg. Hopefully the Megalodon will be something we can continue to enjoy encountering going forward, and doesn't end up being undertuned or boring or just an inconvenience. So now it comes down to what's next. We were promised that the weekly event should now start now that the Hungering Deep has come out. We'll be looking forward to each week's patch notes. We'll be looking forward to seeing what kind of event and what kind of additions are coming to the game every week now. Now is the time the game's going to start taking off. I'd like to hear what you want to see in the weekly events coming up in the comments below. Let me know what you wish Hungering Deep included, and what you're hoping will be included in the weeks to come. Once these weekly events start, you can be sure I'll be covering each week's new content here on my YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button below if you'd like to have that coverage every single week. Thank you guys for watching. Let's start a discussion about Sea of Thieves, the Hungering Deep, the Megalodon, the entire quest chain. What did you like? What did you not like? What's missing? What do you want to see in the future? What do you want the Sea of Thieves to become? You may have noticed this video feels and sounds a little bit different from my usual content. I wanted to try a different style. I usually edit very heavily. I usually make sure that every little breath sound is removed, and if I say something wrong, I cut it out right away and redo it. This time I wanted to do it in as few takes as possible. Unless I really screw something up or I go way off track, I wanted to do it in basically one take. So this is something a little more raw, a little more basically me instead of something more edited and more artificial almost. So hopefully you like this new style. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. That'll do it for today's video. If you like what you saw today, hit the like button, leave a comment, and let me know what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, fine, that's okay too, I guess. Hit the subscribe button if you want more content. I put out videos regularly covering gaming news, tips, discussion, and more. Until next time, this is Mr. Christopher, signing off.